Captain HFY stared at the strange readings on his screen. His ship, the Cosmic Wanderer, had been flying through empty space for 3 weeks. They were supposed to map this part of the galaxy and look for new planets. But now something weird was happening. "Captain, you need to see this," said Commander Zeklor. The tall alien walked over with his 4 arms moving quickly. His blue skin looked darker under the ship's lights. "We're getting signals from the Kepler 442 system." HFY turned his large head toward his science officer. "That system is supposed to be empty. Our maps show nothing there but dead rocks." "That's what I thought too," Zeklor replied. He touched the control panel with one of his long fingers. "But look at this." The main screen lit up with data. Lines of numbers and graphs filled the display. HFY had been a ship captain for 50 years, but he had never seen readings like these. "This looks like artificial signals," he said slowly. "But that's impossible. No one lives in that system." Dr. Velnara floated over to them. Her species didn't need to walk. Instead, she moved through the air like she was swimming. Her round body glowed softly as she spoke. "Captain, I've been studying these signals for the last hour. They're definitely not natural." HFY felt confused. The galactic maps were always right. Every planet, every moon, every piece of space rock was recorded. If something lived in the Kepler 442 system, they would know about it. "Could it be the Zarian Empire?" asked Zeklor. "Maybe they built a secret base." "No," Dr. Velnara said. "The signal patterns don't match Zarian technology. They don't match any technology in our database." The bridge became quiet. All the crew members stopped what they were doing. They knew this was important. Finding unknown technology was rare. Finding unknown intelligent life was even more rare. Captain HFY made a decision. "Change course. Set direction for the Kepler 442 system." "Sir," said his navigation officer, "that will add 2 weeks to our mission." "I don't care," HFY replied. "We need to know what's sending those signals." The ship turned toward the distant star system. Its powerful engines pushed them through space faster than light. What should have taken months only took 3 days. When they arrived, the crew couldn't believe what they saw. The 4th planet in the system was green and blue. Clouds moved across its surface. Oceans sparkled in the sunlight. But most shocking of all, there were clear signs of civilization. "Run a full scan," ordered Captain HFY. The ship's sensors worked for several minutes. When the results came back, everyone on the bridge stood silent. "Captain," Dr. Velnara said in a quiet voice, "this planet has been terraformed." "That's impossible," Zeklor said. "Terraforming takes thousands of years and technology that only 3 species in the galaxy possess." "The scans don't lie, Doctor," Velnara continued. "Someone changed this planet's atmosphere. They made it perfect for carbon-based life. The air is breathable. The temperature is controlled. Even the magnetic field has been adjusted." Captain HFY looked at the beautiful planet on his screen. Cities dotted the continents. Farmland stretched between mountains. Rivers had been redirected to flow where they were needed most. "Who could have done this?" he asked. "I don't know," Dr. Velnara answered. "But whoever they are, their technology is incredible." Zeklor pointed at his scanner. "Captain, I'm detecting energy signatures from the surface. They're unlike anything in our records." "What kind of energy signatures?" "The power output is enormous. Whatever they're using for energy, it's far more efficient than our fusion reactors. And there's something else." Zeklor paused. "The energy patterns suggest they can manipulate matter at the quantum level." Dr. Velnara's glow became brighter. In her species, this meant excitement or fear. "Quantum manipulation is theoretical. We've never seen it actually work." "Well, we're seeing it now," Zeklor said. Captain HFY felt a chill run through his body. His species had been exploring space for 5,000 years. They thought they knew everything about technology and civilization. But this planet proved them wrong. "Are there any ships in orbit?" he asked. "None that we can see," replied his tactical officer. "But the planet has defensive systems. I'm detecting shield generators and weapon platforms hidden on the surface." "Weapons?" Captain HFY was surprised. "What kind of weapons?" "Unknown design. The energy signatures are off our scales." Dr. Velnara floated closer to the main screen. "Captain, we need to be very careful. Whoever lives on this planet has technology that might be more advanced than ours." This thought scared Captain HFY. The Zeltharian Empire was one of the most powerful civilizations in the galaxy. Their technology was among the best. But now, they had found someone who might be even more advanced. "Should we contact them?" asked Zeklor. Captain HFY thought for a long moment. This decision could change everything. If these beings were friendly, it could lead to amazing discoveries. If they were hostile, it could mean danger for his ship and crew. "Send a standard greeting message," he finally decided. "Use all the common galactic languages. Include mathematical sequences to show we're intelligent." "Yes, sir," said the communications officer. As they sent their message toward the planet, Captain HFY wondered what kind of response they would get. He had no idea that his discovery would soon shock him, more than he could imagine. The response from the planet came faster than anyone expected. Within minutes of sending their greeting, alarms started ringing all over the Cosmic Wanderer. "Captain," shouted the tactical officer, "energy shields are appearing around the planet's cities. They're powering up weapons systems." Captain HFY watched in amazement as massive energy domes covered every settlement on the planet's surface. The shields were so bright they could see them from space. "Sir, we have incoming ships," announced Zeklor. "Multiple contacts rising from underground facilities." On the main screen, sleek vessels emerged from hidden bases. They moved unlike any ships the Zeltharians had ever seen. Instead of the slow, steady movement of most spacecraft, these ships darted through space like living things. "How many ships?" asked Captain HFY. 50. No, wait. 100. Sir, more are still coming up from the surface. Dr. Velnara's glow turned from blue to red. "Captain, the energy readings from those ships are incredible. Each one produces more power than our entire vessel." Down on the planet's surface, Mayor Jack Collins stood in the emergency command center. He was a tall man with gray hair and worried eyes. Around him, dozens of people worked at computer screens and communication devices. "Lisa, what's the status of our defenses?" he asked. Defense Coordinator Lisa Hayes turned from her control panel. She was younger than the mayor, with short brown hair and steady hands. "All shield generators are online. The orbital defense platforms are charging their weapons. Our fighter squadrons are launching now." "Do we know who they are?" Jack asked. "No identification yet," replied Katie Morrison, the colony's head of intelligence. She was a small woman with sharp eyes who never missed details. "The ship design doesn't match anything in our database, but it's definitely not human." Ben Carter, the chief of security, walked over to the group. He was a big man with scars on his face from old battles. "Sir, this could be the Zerian Empire. Our ancestors fled from them 300 years ago. Maybe they finally found us." Jack Collins felt his heart beat faster. The stories of the Zerian Empire still scared people in the colony. They were the reason humans had left Earth and scattered across the galaxy. They were cruel beings who enslaved other species and destroyed entire worlds. "If it's the Zerions, we're ready for them," Lisa Hayes said firmly. "Our weapons are much better than what our ancestors had." Back on the alien ship, Captain HFY was getting more confused by the minute. The defensive response was far beyond what any normal colony should have. These weren't primitive settlers hiding from their enemies. These were people with military technology that amazed him. "Captain," said Commander Zeklor, "I'm analyzing their ship designs. The hull materials are unknown. The propulsion systems use principles I don't understand. And their weapons—" He paused. Sir, their weapons appear to use quantum energy, manipulation. That's impossible, Captain HFY said. Quantum weapons are purely theoretical. No one has ever built them. Sir, we are receiving a transmission from the planet, announced the communications officer. Put it on screen. The main display showed a human face. It was Mayor Jack Collins, though the aliens didn't know his name yet. He looked directly at them with serious eyes. Unknown vessel, you are in the space of the New Eden colony. State your intentions immediately or face the consequences. Captain HFY was surprised by several things. First, the being looked almost exactly like the ancient descriptions of humans from their historical records. Second, the translation was perfect, which meant these people had very advanced communication technology. Third, the tone was not fearful, but commanding. This is Captain HFY of the Zeltharian research vessel Cosmic Wanderer, he replied. We come in peace. We received signals from your planet and came to investigate. We had no idea anyone lived here. On the planet, Jack Collins spoke quietly with his advisors. Lisa Hayes looked at her screens and shook her head. Their ship is definitely alien, but it's not Xerion design. The technology looks different. Could be a trick, Ben Carter said. The Xerions might have built new ships. Katie Morrison studied the readings from their sensors. The ship's energy signature is consistent with peaceful scientific vessels, but we can't be sure. Jack Collins made a decision. Captain HFY, our records show no scheduled scientific missions in this system. How do we know you're telling the truth? Captain HFY understood their suspicion. Any intelligent species would be careful about unknown visitors. We can transmit our mission records and identification codes. We are part of the Zeltharian Empire's deep space exploration program, Dr. Velnara whispered to the captain. Sir, their quantum sensors are scanning our ship. They're reading our computer systems, our power core, even our genetic patterns. This level of scanning technology is far beyond what we thought possible. This information shocked Captain HFY even more. His ship had the best defensive systems in the Zeltharian fleet. Nothing should be able to scan through their shields. Yet these humans were reading every detail about his vessel and crew. Down on the planet, the colony's scientists were getting amazing information about the alien ship. Mayor, said Dr. Amy Foster, the colony's chief scientist, these beings are definitely not Xerions. Their technology is advanced but follows completely different principles than Xerion designs. Are they dangerous? Asked Jack Collins. Their ship has weapons, but they're defensive in nature. They're not designed for attacking planets. This really does look like a research vessel. Lisa Hayes checked her tactical displays. Our ships are in position. If they try anything hostile, we can destroy them in seconds. Captain HFY was becoming more amazed by the minute. The human ships surrounded his vessel in perfect formation. Their movements were so precise it seemed like they were controlled by one mind. But more shocking was what his sensors told him about their weapons. Captain, Zeklor said quietly, if these humans decide to attack us, we have no defense. Their weapons could cut through our shields like they weren't there. How is that possible? Captain HFY asked. They're using technologies that shouldn't exist. Quantum disruptors, gravity manipulators, and something my sensors can't even identify. Dr. Velnara floated over to them. Captain, I've been analyzing everything we've seen so far. This isn't just a lost colony. These humans have developed technology that makes our most advanced systems look primitive. But how? Captain HFY asked. According to our records, humans were barely capable of spaceflight when they disappeared from the galaxy 300 years ago. I don't know, Dr. Velnara admitted, but whatever happened to them during those 3 centuries, it changed everything. The standoff continued for several tense hours. Both sides watched each other carefully, trying to understand what they were dealing with. Neither the aliens nor the humans realized that this first contact would soon reveal secrets that would change the entire galaxy. After 12 hours of careful messages back and forth, Mayor Jack Collins made a brave decision. He would send a small team to meet with the aliens face to face. If these beings truly came in peace, talking would be better than fighting. "I'm going with the diplomatic team," announced Dr. Amy Foster. She was the colony's historian and knew more about pre-exile human technology than anyone else. Her knowledge might help explain things to the aliens. "I'm going too," said Ryan Mitchell. He was the colony's best engineer and could demonstrate their technology if needed. Ryan was a quiet man who preferred machines to people, but he understood how important this meeting was. Jack Collins nodded. "Take the shuttle Aurora. It has our best defensive systems and communication equipment." Lisa Hayes looked worried. "Sir, if this is a trap..." "It's a risk we have to take," Jack replied. "These aliens have been patient with us. If they wanted to attack, they would have done it already." The human shuttle left the planet and flew toward the alien ship. Captain ThemHFY watched it approach with amazement. The small vessel moved through space in ways that seemed to ignore the laws of physics. It accelerated instantly, turned without slowing down, and produced no visible exhaust. "Captain," said Commander Zeklor, "that shuttle is using gravitational manipulation for propulsion. That technology is completely beyond our understanding." "How fast is it moving?" asked Captain ThemHFY. "It just accelerated to 0.7 light speed in 3 seconds. Our best ships take 10 minutes to reach that velocity." Dr. Velnara's glow became very bright. "Captain, the energy efficiency is impossible. They're using almost no power to achieve incredible speed." When the shuttle docked with the Cosmic Wanderer, Captain ThemHFY went to meet the humans personally. He wanted to show respect and avoid any misunderstandings. Dr. Amy Foster stepped out of the shuttle first. She was a middle-aged woman with kind eyes and gray hair. Behind her came Ryan Mitchell, carrying a small metal case. "Welcome aboard our ship," Captain ThemHFY said through his translator device. "Thank you for agreeing to this meeting," Dr. Foster replied. "I know this situation is unusual for all of us." They walked to the ship's main conference room. Captain ThemHFY had invited his senior officers to join them. The humans sat on one side of the table while the aliens sat on the other. "We should start with introductions," Dr. Foster said. "I'm Dr. Amy Foster, colony historian. This is Ryan Mitchell, our chief engineer." "I am Captain ThemHFY. This is Commander Zeklor and Dr. Velnara." "Now," Dr. Foster continued, "I imagine you have many questions about our colony." "Yes," Captain ThemHFY said. "Our records show that humans disappeared from the galaxy 300 years ago. We thought your species was extinct." Dr. Foster smiled sadly. "We're not extinct. We're scattered. Our ancestors fled the galaxy during the Great War with the Zerian Empire. Thousands of ships left carrying millions of people to find new homes among the stars." "But how did you develop such advanced technology?" asked Dr. Velnara. "Your shuttle alone uses principles we don't understand." Ryan Mitchell opened his metal case. Inside were several small devices that didn't look like much. "May I demonstrate, Captain?" ThemHFY nodded. Ryan picked up a device the size of his hand. He pressed a button and suddenly a small star appeared floating above the table. It gave off light and heat just like a real star, but it was only 3 inches across. The aliens stared in shock. Commander Zeklor's 4 arms started shaking. Dr. Velnara's glow turned white with amazement. "That's a controlled fusion reaction," Ryan explained calmly. "This device can power a city for a year." "Impossible," whispered Dr. Velnara. "Fusion reactors are huge machines that fill entire buildings." "Not anymore," Ryan said. He put the device away and picked up another one. This time he pointed it at the metal table. The solid metal began to flow like water, reshaping itself into a perfect sphere. "Molecular manipulation," he explained. "We can change the structure of any material." Captain ThemHFY felt dizzy. His species had been working on molecular manipulation for 1,000 years without success. These humans made it look easy. How? Was all he could say. Dr. Foster leaned forward. Captain, when our ancestors arrived at New Eden, they had basic colony equipment and limited resources. They were cut off from Earth with no hope of rescue. They had two choices: die slowly or find new ways to survive. So you innovated out of desperation, Commander Zeklor said. Exactly, Dr. Foster replied. But we did something different than most species. Instead of following rigid scientific methods, we encouraged creative thinking. We let engineers work with artists. We allowed children to suggest solutions to adult problems. We broke down the barriers between different fields of study. Ryan pulled out a third device. This one creates a gravity field, he said. He activated it, and suddenly everyone felt lighter. The artificial gravity in the room was being counteracted by his small machine. We learned that innovation comes from combining ideas in new ways, Dr. Foster continued. While other species follow careful, slow research methods, we learn to make creative leaps. But surely you must have some limits, Dr. Velnara said. What about the fundamental laws of physics? Ryan smiled. We follow the same laws as everyone else. We just found new ways to use them. He put away the gravity device and pulled out something that looked like a crystal. This is our latest breakthrough. What does it do? Asked Captain ZXTI. It folds space, Ryan said simply. He activated the crystal and suddenly the room seemed to stretch. The far wall appeared to be miles away, then snapped back to normal. We can travel instantly between any 2 points in the galaxy. The aliens sat in stunned silence. Instant travel across the galaxy was something they had dreamed about for thousands of years. The fastest ships in their empire still took weeks to cross from one side of the galaxy to the other. You built this in 300 years? Commander Zeklor asked weakly. Actually, Dr. Foster said, we built this version last month. We've been improving our space-folding technology for 50 years. How many colonies like yours exist? Asked Captain ZXTI. Dr. Foster and Ryan exchanged glances. Captain, we're not just one lost colony. There are over 2,000 human settlements scattered across the galaxy. We've been in contact with each other for decades, sharing discoveries and innovations. 2,000. Dr. Velnara's glow became so bright it hurt to look at. Each colony faced different challenges, Dr. Foster explained. Some were on ice worlds, others on desert planets. Some had dangerous native life forms, others had toxic atmospheres. Every problem forced us to find new solutions. And you shared all these solutions with each other? Asked Commander Zeklor. Of course, Ryan said. When one colony discovers something new, all colonies benefit. We have an entire network of scientists and engineers working together across the galaxy. Captain ZXTI felt his world changing. Everything he thought he knew about technology and civilization was wrong. These humans had achieved in 3 centuries what most species couldn't accomplish in 10,000 years. What do you plan to do now? He asked quietly. Dr. Foster looked serious. That depends on you, Captain. Are you going to report our existence? To your empire? I don't know, Captain ZXTI admitted. This changes everything. Yes, Dr. Foster agreed. It does. Dr. Velnara spent 3 days analyzing everything the humans had shown them. She barely slept or ate during this time. Her species could go longer without rest when they were excited about a discovery, and this was the biggest discovery in galactic history. Captain, you need to see my report, she said as she floated into his quarters. Captain ZXTI looked up from his own notes. He had been trying to write a message to his superiors, but he didn't know how to explain what they had found. What did you learn? He asked. Human technological development doesn't follow any known patterns, Dr. Velnara said. Every other species in the galaxy advances slowly and carefully. They build on previous knowledge step by step. It takes thousands of years to make major breakthroughs. But humans are different, Captain ZXTI said. Completely different. They make intuitive leaps that bypass normal research entirely. They combine ideas from totally separate fields to create something new. Most amazing of all, they seem to have no fear of failure. Dr. Velnara showed him a holographic chart. Look at this comparison. The Xerian Empire took 5,000 years to develop faster-than-light travel. The Crystalline Collective took 8,000 years. We took 6,000 years. How long did it take humans? Based on their records, about 30 years. And they did it while fighting a galactic war and fleeing for their lives? Captain HFY stared at the chart. That's impossible. That's what I thought too. But the evidence is clear. Humans don't just adapt to new situations. They thrive in them. The more pressure they face, the more creative they become. Commander Zeklor entered the room carrying his own datapad. Captain, I've been analyzing their ship designs and defensive systems. What I found will shock you. More than we're already shocked? Captain HFY asked. Much more. Those humans aren't just advanced. They're beyond advanced. Some of their technology appears to manipulate the fundamental forces of the universe. Explain. Zeklor brought up images of human devices. This gravity manipulator doesn't just create artificial gravity. It actually changes the gravitational constant in a localized area. According to our physics, that should be impossible. What about their energy systems? Dr. Velnara asked. Even more impressive. They've learned to extract energy directly from quantum vacuum fluctuations. Essentially, they can pull unlimited power from empty space itself. Captain HFY felt overwhelmed. Every new piece of information made the humans seem more incredible. How did they learn to do these things? I asked Dr. Foster that same question, Zeklor replied. She said something very interesting. She told me that humans don't think about what's impossible. They think about what's necessary. Back on the planet, the human leadership was having their own important meetings. Mayor Jack Collins sat with his advisors in the secure conference room deep underground. The aliens seem friendly, said Katie Morrison. But we need to consider the bigger picture. If they report our existence to their empire, everything changes. Lisa Hayes nodded. We've been hidden for 300 years. Once the galaxy knows we're here, we can't go back to being secret. Maybe that's not a bad thing, suggested Dr. Helen Park, the colony's quantum physicist. She was a brilliant woman who had helped develop their space-folding technology. We've been preparing for this day for decades. Ben Carter looked skeptical. Are we really ready to face the entire galaxy? There are thousands of species out there. Some of them might be hostile. We're not the same humans who fled the galaxy 300 years ago, Dr. Park replied. We're stronger now. Much stronger. Jack Collins thought about this. Helen, what's the status of Project Unity? Dr. Park smiled. We made contact with the Kepler 452 colony yesterday. They've successfully tested the new space-folding network. We now have instant communication and travel between 47 colony worlds. 47? Lisa Hayes was surprised. Last month it was only 12. The network is expanding rapidly, Dr. Park explained. Every time we connect a new colony, they help us reach more colonies. Within 6 months, we'll have every human settlement in the galaxy linked together. Katie Morrison understood the implications. That means we could coordinate a response across the entire galaxy in minutes instead of years. Exactly, Dr. Park said. We're not just individual colonies anymore. We're becoming a true galactic civilization. Meanwhile, Ryan Mitchell was showing more technology to the fascinated aliens. They had returned to the Cosmic Wanderer to continue their demonstrations. This is our latest breakthrough, he said, holding up a device that looked like a simple metal rod. We call it a reality anchor. What does it do? Asked Dr. Velnara. Ryan activated the device. Suddenly, the room around them became completely stable. The normal vibrations from the ship's engines stopped. Even the tiny quantum fluctuations that existed in all matter became perfectly still. It fixes the state of local space-time, Ryan explained. Nothing can change within this field unless we allow it. No weapons can fire, no explosions can happen, no physical laws can be altered. Commander Zeklor's translator had trouble with some of Ryan's words. You can control the laws of physics? In a limited area, yes. We discovered that reality is more flexible than most people think. If you understand the underlying quantum structure, you can make temporary changes. Dr. Velnara was glowing so brightly she looked like a small star. This technology could end all warfare. No weapons could function in a reality anchor field. That's the idea, Ryan said. We're tired of fighting. We want to build instead of destroy. Captain ZXTI asked the question that had been bothering him for days. Ryan, if your people can do all these incredible things, why are you still hiding? Why haven't you contacted the galactic civilizations? Ryan turned off the reality anchor and put it away carefully. Captain, we've been watching the galaxy for decades. We know about your empire, the Zarian Coalition, the Crystalline Collective, and dozens of other species. We know about your wars, your politics, your territorial disputes. And, frankly, we're not impressed. Most galactic civilizations seem to spend more time fighting each other than working together. We decided to develop our own path first, then decide if we wanted to join the larger community. Dr. Velnara floated closer. Are you judging us? Not judging, Ryan replied. Evaluating. We want to make sure that when we reveal ourselves, we can contribute something positive to galactic civilization. What kind of contribution? Asked Commander Zeklor. Ryan smiled. How would you like to travel instantly between any 2 points in the galaxy? How would you like unlimited clean energy? How would you like to end hunger, disease, and scarcity? Forever? The aliens looked at each other in amazement. These weren't just technological advances. These were solutions to problems that had plagued galactic civilization for thousands of years. You can do all that? Captain ZXTI asked. We've already done it, Ryan said. Every human colony has unlimited resources, perfect healthcare, and instant transportation. We've eliminated poverty, war, and suffering from our societies. Then, why are you still hiding? Dr. Velnara asked again. Ryan became serious. Because we learned something important during our exile. Technology without wisdom is dangerous. We spent 300 years not just developing better machines, but becoming better people. We're not ready to share our technology until we're sure it will be used responsibly. Captain ZXTI realized that this conversation was about to change everything. The humans weren't just more advanced than the galactic civilizations. They had evolved beyond them entirely. Captain ZXTI sat alone in his quarters, staring at the half-written report on his desk. How could he explain to his superiors that everything they thought they knew about the galaxy was wrong? How could he tell them that a species they thought was extinct had become more powerful than all the galactic empires combined? A soft chime announced that someone wanted to enter. Come in, he said. Dr. Amy Foster walked into the room. She had been staying on the Cosmic Wanderer for a week now, answering questions and sharing information. But today she looked different. More serious. Captain, we need to talk, she said. About what? About what happens next. Dr. Foster sat down across from him. You've been trying to write a report to your superiors for days. You're wondering how to tell them about us without causing panic. Captain ZXTI nodded. It's not easy. This discovery will change everything. Yes, it will. But, Captain, there's something you don't know yet. Something that makes this situation even more complicated. What do you mean? Dr. Foster pulled out a small device and activated it. A holographic map of the galaxy appeared between them. Thousands of small lights dotted the star systems. Each light represents a human colony, she said. Captain ZXTI counted quickly. There were far more than the 2,000 colonies Dr. Foster had mentioned before. How many are there? As of yesterday, we have confirmed contact with 847 established colonies and 312 new settlements. But, Captain, that's not the surprising part. What is? We've been monitoring galactic communications for decades. We know about your Empire's fleet movements, your territorial disputes, your resource problems. We know about every major civilization in the galaxy. Captain HFY felt a chill. You've been spying on us? Observing, Dr. Foster corrected. We needed to understand galactic politics before we decided whether to make contact, and what we learned convinced us to wait. Wait for what? For the right moment. Captain, your Empire is on the verge of war with the Xerion Coalition. The Crystalline Collective is facing internal rebellion. Half the minor species are forming military alliances against the major powers. The galaxy is moving toward the largest conflict in its history. Captain HFY knew she was right. The political situation had been getting worse for years. So you decided to stay hidden. Until now. Dr. Foster changed the holographic display. Now it showed ship movements throughout the galaxy. Captain, we're not hiding anymore. The display showed human ships emerging from hidden bases across dozens of star systems. They moved in perfect coordination, traveling instantly between points that should have taken weeks to reach. What are you doing? Captain HFY asked. Preventing a galactic war, Dr. Foster replied. While we've been talking, human diplomatic teams have been making contact with every major government in the galaxy. Right now, human ambassadors are speaking with your Emperor, the Xerion Supreme Council, and the Crystalline Collective leadership. Captain, HFY stood up quickly. You're revealing yourselves to everyone at once? It's the only way to prevent chaos. If we contacted just one empire, they would try to use us against their enemies. If we stayed hidden until after the war, millions would die unnecessarily. The holographic display showed more activity. Human ships were positioning themselves at strategic points throughout the galaxy. They weren't forming aggressive formations, but they were making their presence known. Are you threatening the galactic governments? Captain HFY asked. No, Captain. We're offering them something better than war. Dr. Foster smiled. We're offering them partnership. At that moment, Commander Zeklor rushed into the room. Captain, we're receiving emergency transmissions from the Empire. The Emperor wants to speak with you immediately. Put him through, Captain HFY said. The holographic display changed to show Emperor Velthak, ruler of the Zeltharian Empire. He was an old being with purple skin and 6 eyes. His expression showed both confusion and amazement. Captain HFY, explain to me how humans are real and why one of them is sitting in my throne room right now. Captain HFY looked at Dr. Foster, who nodded encouragingly. Your Majesty, we discovered a human colony. They're not extinct. They're very much alive and very advanced. Advanced? The Emperor said. Captain, the human in my throne room just demonstrated technology that makes our greatest achievements look like children's toys. She offered to solve our energy crisis, end our food shortages, and give us transportation systems beyond our dreams. What did you tell her? Captain HFY asked. I told her I needed to understand what they want in return. Dr. Foster stepped forward so the Emperor could see her. Your Majesty, I'm Dr. Amy Foster, representing the human colonies. We don't want anything from you. Nothing? Emperor Velthak looked suspicious. No species offers such gifts without expecting something. Back! We expect cooperation, Dr. Foster replied. We want to end the cycle of war and competition that has dominated galactic politics for thousands of years. We want to create a true galactic community where all species work together. And if we refuse? Dr. Foster's expression became sad. Then you'll continue fighting each other while we watch from the sidelines. Eventually, you'll destroy yourselves or weaken yourselves so much that outside threats will finish you off. Outside threats? Emperor Velthak asked. Your Majesty, the galaxy is not as isolated as you think. There are other galaxies with intelligent life. Some of them are already sending scouts to explore this region of space. If we're still fighting each other when they arrive, we'll be easy targets. Captain HFY felt overwhelmed again. Every answer led to bigger questions. How do you know about other galaxies? We've been exploring beyond the galactic rim for 50 years, Dr. Foster explained. We found evidence of at least 12 other galactic civilizations within range of our deep space sensors. Some appear friendly, others definitely do not. Emperor Velthak was quiet for a long moment. What exactly are you proposing? A galactic alliance based on cooperation instead of competition. Shared technology, shared resources, shared knowledge. An end to territorial wars and the beginning of true exploration and development. And you think this is possible? Dr. Foster activated another device. The holographic display showed the galaxy again, but this time it looked different. Transport networks connected every star system. Trade routes flowed freely between all species. Joint research stations orbited countless worlds. This is what we could build together, she said. A galaxy where every species contributes their unique strengths and benefits from everyone else's discoveries. Captain HFY stared at the vision. It was beautiful and impossible, and absolutely terrifying. How do we know you won't just take over everything? Because we don't want to rule anyone, Dr. Foster replied. Captain, we learned something important during our exile. Leading others is much harder than inspiring them to lead themselves. We want to be partners, not masters. Emperor Velthak made a decision. Dr. Foster, I want to meet with the leaders of every major galactic power. Can you arrange this? It's already arranged, Your Majesty. The conference will be held at the neutral station in the Vega system in 3 days. Every government has agreed to attend. Impossible. It would take weeks to coordinate such a meeting. Dr. Foster smiled. Your Majesty, we have much better communication systems than you realize. Later, as the Cosmic Wanderer prepared to travel to the historic conference, Captain HFY stood on his bridge, watching human ships appear throughout the galaxy. They moved like parts of a single mind, coordinating actions across impossible distances. Captain, Commander Zeklor said quietly, what do you think will happen? I don't know, Captain HFY replied honestly. But I think we're about to find out if the galaxy is ready to grow up. Dr. Velnara floated over to them. Captain, I've been thinking about what Dr. Foster said, about humans thriving under pressure and making creative leaps. Do you think that's really possible? Captain HFY watched a human ship fold space and disappear instantly. A week ago, I would have said no. Now I think humans have been showing us what's possible all along. We were just too set in our ways to see it. As they traveled toward the conference that would reshape galactic civilization, none of them realized that this was just the beginning. The humans had much bigger plans than anyone imagined, and somewhere in the darkness between galaxies, other intelligences were watching and waiting to see what this young dynamic species would do next. The galaxy was about to change forever, and for the first time in thousands of years, that change might actually be for the better.